I wanted to do the notification a little earlier, but I wasn't sure what time I'd be able to get down here. It's a little bit late in the day, but there's still some sunlight in here. See if we can get a few more people. So how is everybody? See if we give it a minute, let people join. I'll probably do it for like 30 minutes or so. There's still sunlight. Maybe I'll do a quick little tour, I guess. You kind of look around. It looks like AI. What's up, Rusty? How are you? See if we can get a few more people in here. Usually have to wait a couple minutes. I still got the stained glass over here next to the window. Whoa. Isn't that pretty? You can see like bubbles in the glass. No problem, Rusty. I wish I could have done it a little bit earlier, but I wasn't sure what time I'd be able to get on. So that's why I decided to do it a little bit later. At least give like an hour heads up or so. Wow, it says supposedly there's 37 people in here, but nobody's talking. How is everybody? Where's everyone from? What's the numbers are lying to me? Maybe I'll give a quick tour if there's new people. Just kind of what we're dealing with. What we got set up over here. The skeleton keys. The old Bible here. Actually, I think this is a prayer book. I talk a whole lot more than most Polish. This was a Polish apartment, I believe, so. I found this box too, but this was in like a closet. So I've been like going through it. Prayer book related stuff. And I think there's also like, what's it called? Like dog show winning. Like whenever this lady would win and stuff like that. She would take her dogs to a professional shows, I guess. Let's see. This is the tin thing I found. I'm gonna figure out what I want to do with this. And I'm gonna leave it here. Trying to do it while there's still light. It's like old maps. A lot of stuff in here is from like the late 60s and early 70s. I'm different than you. I'd be up in that apartment till I dropped dead from before. That's funny. I'm gonna have to clean this thing up, but I think I'm just gonna start with vacuuming it, right? Is that what you would do? At least get the dust off it and maybe use a hand brush. But look how much cleaner the floor is looking. So it's getting better slowly. Just taking a little while. But I cleaned that sink up. I know you see all my videos, so you probably already saw that. I wanted to do a video with the medicine cabinet and at least take some of these pills out. But I know some people were telling me not to. Some people told me to. You see it. This thing is full to the brim. Lots of old little bottles up here. Does the water run? Nope. No water connection up here. It's a haunted little bathroom. I know this one's full, but pathetic. I love the original labels on these. Maybe I'll get back to this. Sometimes I wonder if the viewership number is even accurate. Everybody's quiet. Just Curious shows the roof on your place in good shape. Surprisingly, it is. It was replaced like 10 years ago. So I don't know if you could see that, but underneath you could see it's all new plywood. So at least they replaced all that, and then the roof is in decent shape, so I don't have to worry, at least for a little while. But they definitely had to have replaced it because there's obvious signs of water damage. That they definitely, you know, roofs are expensive, and I don't know if they had insurance to cover it. See if I could take some of this stuff out. I don't like, it's like old. Summary on change. Whoa. It's like a prayer thing, or no? It's like an old test or something. Let's see. How to survive changes in the world and in the church. I'm going to talk about how to survive the changes in our times. Wow. How changes begin and continue in both areas. Recent changes since World War II, 1941, and the Second Vatican Council, 1962. It's very strange. Wonder how old this is. I don't see a date on the... A lot of strange little stuff in here. Decline of nationalism. One world concept, our ocean, air, and planet. One family of man. Interesting. Wow, this is very weird. It's probably from the 60s, right? Oops. Kind of hard to do with one hand. Wow, that's very interesting. A lot of weird stuff here. I love the skeleton keys. We have a lot more of these. I just gotta look for it. There's like a whole bundle of them. I don't know how in the hell you weren't up there 24/7. Hey, I've just been so busy, you know, working a lot. But as I get time, it's like, that's when I start to look around. But this stuff I found in a closet in the hallway. I just never really looked through it very well. Whoa, that's a cool picture. Look at that. I think it shows a renovation of a very old church. Whoa. I wish there was a date on the back. Whoa, how cool is this? Interesting. That's a cool photo. All it says is does it say J23 or 323? You don't think that means 1923, do you? Is that issue you had going on a few weeks ago better? I don't know if it was family or what. I was just feeling down from work because we were bought out by like a private equity firm, and it's been about 2 years and things are just going awful. So I got to find something else. And I've been working a lot of hours there, and it's just a depressing environment. So I just got to move on. That's from 1982. That's what's going on with me though. Hey. Huh. I know they like to travel, the old owners. They used to go to Florida pretty often. You can see, I think this is like their church stuff. I'll probably keep this up here in that cabinet. What is this? Yeah, it's been pretty tough. I'm trying to stay positive and focusing on like resting and getting my mind right. And the job market's kind of tough right now. I don't know if you have to look or if you're retired, Rusty, but it's not easy out there. I think it's a bunch of letters with nothing in them, just envelopes. Weird. Maybe I'll start putting that back in there. Keep these interesting photos out. This one's super cool. Let me just go ahead and put the phone back. There we go. Give it a more personal touch now. Look at this cool picture. I think they were just renovating an old church. Oh, this is strange. Now that I look at this photo closer, look at that. I think that shows the church on fire. I think that looks like smoke around it. It's kind of a crazy picture. You think that's what this is, and then this is like the aftermath? Wow, that's very unusual. Yeah, it does. Looks like a church fire. That was the date, like January, I don't know, 1923. I think I said 323 on the back, but it depicts a church on fire. It's kind of creepy. Jeez. And then everybody just standing watching it. Hello, Paula, how are you? Wow, that's really interesting though. This would be kind of a cool picture to have up here though. It fits the time period, 1923. I don't know if you can really see. See all the little people here? Just standing watching the fire. Wow. Interesting. That's pretty cool though. Finding stuff. Glad to hear you're doing good. What's everybody up to? There are things you need to save just so old neighborhood people may remember of their kids. Or their kids, yeah, that's a good point. I'm definitely keeping pretty much all of this stuff. I'm gonna put it like in the cabinets over here. There's like a good amount of storage space up here. Slowly as I start to gather old items. Hello, Karen, welcome. I'm probably going to post a video later tonight. I found some pretty good stuff metal detecting, so I took some good video clips. Interesting. There seems to just be like a lot of Catholic prayer books in here. The photos are very interesting. Oh, I was going through a little box I found that was in a closet, and then it had like old photos like this depicting like a church on fire. Just kind of crazy. And then it had another photo of the aftermath of the church that's on fire. I don't know if you can see it very good without the glare. It's kind of a crazy picture. If you get the upstairs fixed up, I know your bro is gonna live there. What would rent be? So he's gonna stay in the 2-bedroom part, not the attic, obviously. Because this is just the 3rd floor. And I think I'm gonna only charge him $900 a month, at least for quite some time. I want him to be able to get settled and not have to worry about super high rent. Oh, for a regular renter, in my neighborhood, they're going for $1,700 a month. And it's usually not even that nice too. Like if you want a really nice 2-bedroom, it's gonna run you like $2,000, which is crazy. So. But like I said in one of my old videos, or one of my old shorts, that I think we're returning to a time where families gonna have to live together. We're gonna have to help each other and all that. This is pretty interesting. I wonder, I wish there was a date on this. $900 rent, you are the most best brother, Joe. Appreciate that. Yeah, he is. He's a really good kid, and, you know, I trust him with my life, so. To me, I didn't get this place to make a lot of money. Highway robbery. I know, they're very expensive up here. Even just like to rent a room, I mean just a room, meaning you have no kitchen or bathroom, is going to cost you $900 at least. I've seen as much as $1,100 for just a room. It's kind of freaky. Oh dear God, you are a sweet brother. It's funny. You gotta take care of each other, right? Who do you really have in this world? Other than your family, if you're lucky. That's all you have. That's terrible. Absolutely it is. Really scary, actually. We're headed for like an unaffordability crisis, if we're not already there. And these jobs, they just don't pay enough either. Even if you went to college, it's brutal. It feels like you never make enough, which is kind of messed up. But maybe I'll show that photo again. This is really, really neat. I keep looking at it. It catches your eye. Girlfriend better hang on to you, Joe. I think she wants to. I'm not perfect either. I got my own problems. But really creepy. This is kind of like a haunting picture. Just the church on fire. I might get this one framed. Really cool. Maybe I'll do both of them. Get like a big picture frame, and then do like a side by side of them like this. I think that'll be kind of cool. I could like hang it on a wall or something over here. I'm finding some really interesting stuff here. Every time I look around, I find something else. All kinds of cool stuff. It kind of fell into my hands, luckily, because I'm one of the few people that's going to preserve this kind of thing, especially in my age group. These pics have a slightly sad vibe. I know, I was thinking the same thing. Just lost. Do you know where that church was? I have no idea. I almost wonder if it's a church right here in the city, because it kind of looks like one of them. I'm really not sure. You could tell it's from a long time ago. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Maybe I'll do like a Google Earth picture or something. Really creepy. I don't like haunting photos. Yeah, everybody wonders where that church is. I have no idea, but it's a really interesting photo. I can't stop looking at it. It's so weird. Strange. And I was thinking too, I might make a quick video later, or maybe tomorrow or something. I really want to open this weird pill bottle. I'm going to wear gloves when I do it, of course, but people are telling me that this thing is only just a laxative. Well, it's really nothing to be that concerned about. And it's probably so old it doesn't even work anymore. Don't sniff that bottle either. Yeah, I won't. Maybe do research if there's been any fires in churches in your area. I'll definitely have to research that. It's kind of nice up here now because it's getting, light is staying out longer, so I'm able to do it. Thanks, Karen. They're from the medicine cabinet. I'm going to put them back after this video. I get asked a lot on like my TikTok. People start watching those videos of when I first walked up here and everyone thinks it's haunted. How's your weather been? It's been better lately, like the last 2 or 3 days or so. But it's just been super, super rainy this year. Your city has plat maps of the city and past. Just know who to ask. Yeah, I definitely will. Hello. I think that says in Shutter. I'm not sure. How you doing? I don't know if you're new to the channel, but we're just hanging out. Maybe every now and then I'll show this picture if there's anybody new. Creepy. Man, I wonder where that was. And I wonder why there's pictures of it here. Maybe they went to this church and that's why they care so much and they had the photos. You know, back then these were like community ran and everybody really chipped in to maintain these churches. Whoa, cool. Saw your original walkthrough, awesome. I'm glad you did. We're just hanging out. It's like everybody's here now. I like to show off the stove at least a little bit. It was probably a huge sad event back in the day to see their church burn down. Absolutely. Back then that was like what, like a major city center. Rodolph, how you doing? Everybody would meet at church. Communities were very tight-knit back then. You know, this is like a very much an immigrant community. Must have been their church. Very possible. That means it's local for sure. I almost wonder if I've seen this church before, driving around over here. I'll have to make a video about that. I think people find that interesting. Maybe I'll do some research on where it is, and if it's still standing, I'll show it in a video. Maybe even go there. How cool would that be? Go inside of the church and I could see what it looks like today. Because it looks really destroyed in this picture. It's like everything is gone. Wow. There's the sheen. Oh man. Saturday night. And here I am. I can't stand people, especially my age, so I don't go anywhere. Is there any date on the back? I saw a 3 and then a 23. I don't know if you could see that in the video, but I'm assuming that means 1923, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Israel first. Would be cool. Yeah, that would be. Weather's getting better up here too. It's not so cold now. We'll be entering that period where it starts to get super, super hot though. So I won't be able to hang out up here. It'll just be too warm. I assume like in the next 2 months. Wonder if anybody would want to set any ghost cameras up here. Catch any paranormal activity. I know not everybody believes in that, but. Oh please, when I was in my 20s and 30s without a date, I could have cared less, Joe. That's funny. Any fruit trees blossoming there? No, nothing. It's still too early for that. At least where I am. Connecticut, we have all the seasons. Right now, we're kind of like trying to cross over into spring. I'm starting to see the perennials come up though, like tulips and such. No flowers yet, of course. It's weird too. This coin was in the bottom of that. It's just an Eisenhower dollar. That's not too old, but it's pretty interesting. He said, wow, the daffodils are blooming in Chicago. Wow. I missed that part of spring. It is definitely one of the nicer parts about being in the Northeast is that you have actual defined seasons. But I can't stand the winter. I really don't like it. I want to move somewhere at least maybe a little bit south, but I don't know. It was kind of a chilly day today too. It was in the 30s. Daffodils and crocus flowers. What's that? I've never heard of crocus. Paula. I'm in the Southern Plains and I was already hit 90s more than once. Whoa. I think my girlfriend's friend lives in Oklahoma and she said that it was in the 90s over there already. That's crazy. I can't imagine. Hey, that's a cool coin. Yeah, I think so. You don't see these too much anymore? Big Eisenhower dollars. Maybe it's good luck. I don't know. This camera's doing pretty good at picking my face up because it's starting to get kind of dark. But it's still showing pretty good. Joseph, do you like to cook? I don't mind cooking, but is it like a passion of mine? No. Oh, you're in Oklahoma too. Interesting. Yeah, my girlfriend's friend is also in Oklahoma. Super hot over there. Your resting face looks like a disappointed dad. Sometimes I feel that way. Purple flowers that come up. The first flowers that show up in spring. Ah. Rodolph says it was 75 perfect sunny day in Houston. Whoa. Only for a day. Cool front rolled in last night. Wow. Texas. We need to get you out in the garden, Joe, and identify plants you are doing the metal finding. That's funny. There was like an old garden back there that I think the old man that was the previous owner would tend to, but it's so overgrown now. I have to cut it up in spring and clear it and then start over. It's like a little bed. If I had to guess the size, it's probably like 10 by 10. I want to do like above ground beds, but I know if I wanted to do that, I probably should have already started like seedlings now or earlier, maybe a month or two ago, and I didn't do that. So I'll have to get ones that are already mostly grown. So I don't know, we'll see. It's all on the agenda. There's almost too many things to do. Definitely want to get these pictures framed though. These are really neat. I'll probably stay on another 5 or 10 minutes or so. See if anybody else has some questions, comments, concerns. Sometimes I get some weird comments though. Even on my main videos, I get some weird comments. But that's the internet. It's pretty normal. The channel is yours, Joe. A lot of paths to take. Be patient. I like it a lot so far. I'm really glad you guys are enjoying it. You guys motivate me to keep making videos. Because at least I know you guys will watch it. The old owner member, he found the paperwork in their certificate and that he was a master gardener, among other things. Yeah, I do believe he was like very much into gardening. I found like some books and stuff. I think one of them is up here still. I have it somewhere. I'm gonna start planting now indoors for seedlings. I'll share. Cool. Is there any landscaping or things planted originally on the property? There's like one random tree in the middle of the yard. I can't tell what it is, but that's really the only thing. And then some perennials like tulips. Hey Carol, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to have you. It's starting to get dark in here, but we're still exploring around together, finding new things. Keep making vids. I think the notification thing is key. Interesting. Yeah, I think it's a good idea for now. You can use the Google Lens to identify the tree in the front yard. That's a good idea. I do think I need to do that. It's actually in my, I guess it's kind of considered my backyard, but it's on the side. Like it's a pretty good size yard. It's pretty flat. Trolls. Bulbs I plant always die. Interesting. I wonder why. I always thought those are pretty simple. You just pretty much just put them in there. I really want to try to do like some tag sailing this year and see if I could find any like interesting antiques. Maybe I'll come across something good for the apartment and put it up here. I would have missed this. Yeah, I'm really going to try to make sure I do the notifications. Can you show us the wallpaper and floor pattern more? Sure. Let's see. It's kind of getting darker now. I don't know if I'm really going to turn on my flashlight, but you could really only make out the door. There's really not much to make out right now. It's getting dark and there's no light, but here's a little bit of the wallpaper. You can see like the flowers and stuff, but really I have to stay by the window in order to be able to even see. If it was earlier in the day, I would definitely show you. I don't think I have a flashlight up here. Let's set this thing up a little better. There we go. It's coming together though. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. I just have to make sure I clean the floor a little better and shine it up. Sarasota, cool. Thank you for trying with the wallpaper, no problem. I have actual videos on my channel where I show those features. I think one of them is like my, you'll see the thumbnail, it's literally just the floor. It's that video, I don't know if you've seen it, but probably critters eating her bulbs. Oh, that's a good point actually, maybe something is eating it. That'll mess that stuff up. I had like my old 100-year-old clothesline pole fall in my back parking lot. I had to cut it up with the chainsaw. Termites had eaten the bottom of it. Did you add the stained glass panels or find them in the room? So the stained glass panels were from the first floor's bathroom renovation. And instead of throwing them out, I decided to keep them. And then I brought them up here. So you need to do a before and after of that floor after you clean it all. I think people would really want to see that, so I'm definitely going to make sure I take a pretty detailed before and then a good after one. So it'll be pretty therapeutic in here pretty soon. People are telling me to just go ahead and maybe renovate it a little bit, but use like period wallpaper and stuff. Maybe I will do that one day, but I don't want to do that anytime soon. The floor pattern is pretty, absolutely. Definitely very unique. I agree, definitely want to see more of the floor too. People love those little details. The floor is priceless, hell yeah. There's a different style floor in the other room that is also linoleum, but it's like a floral pattern, which is, you know, a little different from this one. Resto Scrap says, have you decided to leave your stove where it is? And when are you going to start the restoration? That thing is amazing. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to leave it exactly where it's at. And I'm not really going to do a crazy restoration. I'm just going to probably vacuum all the dust off, wipe it down, and then put something on the metal so that it doesn't rust. I don't want it to lose all the original character because that's all the original paint and shine it has, and I want to keep it pretty much the same. Love the little details, absolutely. It's pretty fun doing these live streams. I find it easier to talk to you guys than I do like a lot of people in person. That's something I've always struggled with. Even doing this at first was kind of hard, but then I'm starting to get used to it. Is it spooky at night? Honestly, it doesn't really feel that bad in here. But then again, it feels like I'm not alone because I have you guys to talk to. Don't redo things just because it's expected. Keep it original. That's kind of my opinion also. Resto Scrap says, that sounds like a plan. When I do my old tool restorations, I like to leave a little bit of the history. You have to. That's awesome. I wanted to kind of get into that too a little bit. I have like a really old vise I want to like, you know, sand and repaint and stuff the same color. Thank you, Joe, for sharing your evening with us. Of course. I think seems more cozy than spooky. I agree. It appears to be completely your opinion because I've had people tell me they would never grow up here. Yep, Karen, if I don't see you, make sure you view my next video. Maybe tonight or tomorrow I'm going to post it. It's going to be about just my recent metal detecting trip where I found some 1700 stuff. There's a little community starting to form. I love it. Love to see it. Excellent. All right, Karen, have a great day. If you want to see some vise restorations, check out. If you want to watch, the guy's name is George. Interesting. Met him a bunch of times. He's wicked down to earth and he's got some great skills. Some of these guys are so talented. I have a lot of like really interesting old tools. I don't know if you've seen one of my videos where I go into the basement, but there's like old saws, like 2-man saws. That, you know, like the old school ones where guys would pull on each side. There's other old tools down there. Thanks, Rusty. I really appreciate that. This is like more like my happy place. I'm not really, you know, worried about much right now. Take my mind off things. Hard times 10. I saw that I came across your channel a couple months ago in the middle of the night going down some rabbit holes. That's awesome. I'll have to make a video on some more of my tools down there. I'm going to take them out because there's some interesting old ones. Even the garage is really old too. It's so old in there that there's like disconnected knob and tube. And that's the garage. Do you work out in the yard landscaping this place? There's really not much to landscape. There's literally just, it's basically just grass. I just mow it. And maybe I guess the bushes and the trees in the front too. I make sure I trim them and keep them looking nice and don't let them overgrow. I want to see more of the old tools and the garage too. I'll definitely have to feature that in a quick video also. Have you looked throughout the house with the metal detector to make sure there's nothing hidden in the walls or floors? I have not, no. I don't know how well that would work because, like, you know, there's like iron and nails everywhere. Karen says we want to see everything. There is Scout Crafter, Resto Rob, 367 Magdad, General open up an entire tool community. That'd be cool. Everybody has like their own little niches. I'm kind of like spread out a little bit. Brig, how are you? Good to see you. I like pretty much everything that's old, but I'd say my main attraction that I've noticed is probably more towards like the coins and things like that, and vintage jewelry. I love that stuff. You're doing good? All right, I'd like to hear it. It's going all right, man. Not too bad. It's getting dark up here though. Probably have to move on in about 5 or 10 minutes, but the conversation's been pretty good today. You probably missed this, Greg, but I don't know how good it's gonna come up on the video. But I found this, I have 2 old photos. This one of a church burning, and on the back of it, it's from, it says 323. I don't know if that means 1923. Great chatting. Keep doing what you're doing. Man, you got some cool content. Have a safe and great weekend. You too, Resto. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. And then look at this one, Brig. It has the church on the inside showing the damage after. All right, Rusty, you have a great night. Take it easy. Always enjoy your content. I find it relaxing. That's good. I appreciate it. In the chaos of the world, I like to come up here and take it easy. Go metal detecting, treasure hunting, and stuff like that. Take my mind off things. Isn't that interesting though? The weird like photos of the church. I'm like obsessed with these. I can't stop looking at them. So unusual. I assume this is a local church that's near here. Could maybe research and see which churches have burned down. Yep, someone else said the same exact thing. I'm gonna have to do that. I want to find out which one. I'm gonna take a picture of this or bring it downstairs and compare churches in the area. It looks like the stonework is mostly preserved, even in this photo. So maybe it's still around. Have you done any metal detecting in the yard around the house? I have. I haven't found anything too crazy, but I did find a couple interesting buttons. One of them was from World War One, which makes sense because Joseph's son was a World War One veteran. So I believe that came from him, which is really cool. Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. In the chaos of the world, you're an island of common sense and tranquility. Appreciate it, Rusty. You have a great night. But yeah, Brig, I found the interesting photos in this box right here. And this box was in the hallway, and I took it out and was going through it, but I didn't notice the interesting photos right here. Will you show us your metal detecting find from the yard in a video? Sure, I could do that. I found a couple things from the yard, but nothing too crazy. You could tell that they were obviously not wealthy people, but just like a couple personal items, which is sometimes better anyway. Man, it's getting dark up here. You guys would tell me if you see like a ghost behind me, right? At least I hope so. At least you can still kind of see this. This looks pretty bright still. It's kind of where I'm keeping them for now. I'm serious, Brig. You better have my back, dude. Make sure you don't see anything behind me. I'll probably move this live stream a little bit downstairs now. Look how dark it is up here. Ooh, now it kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit. There's just 2 more windows right here. That's why we're able to see me again. I think that is the Stanwich Church, burned down March 1923. Really? Does it look just like it in the photo? You don't have the electricity? Not up here. This is old school. I think they literally just use like a lantern or something. All right, let me walk a little carefully. It gets treacherous over here. All right, now we're on the 2nd floor. You can see the old window here. This is pretty cool. Definitely original for sure. I'm sure ghosts will all be happy with you. You're a good caretaker of the place. That's what I'd like to tell myself too, is that I'm maintaining it all. This was what was originally blocking the attic up here when I first got the place. It was this big table. This table looks pretty old too. I'll have to reuse it. Yeah, the window is very pretty. Okay, so now we're heading down. We're descending. And then there's another window right here. That's the same. You could see. Obviously, I got my little porch right there. All right. And now we're in my apartment. It was getting kind of creepy up there, though. I'm not even gonna lie. It's making me start to feel a little paranoid, like I was gonna see something in the camera. Nah. You have to see the bright modern lights over here. It's a literal step in time, and then you look at like my kitchen, and it's literally just totally modern, right? And then the upstairs is like super, super old. But the living room's kind of more my hangout spot. This is where I like to relax a little. See if I can get a light on. That's better. Now it doesn't feel so creepy and haunted now. It only starts to feel creepy when it's getting dark. And you're like, ugh, like maybe I should get out of here. Someone was telling me I should put like a voice recorder up there and just leave it playing. But I think I'd rather just not know. I don't want to know what's going on up there. It is. It's a really interesting place for sure. It is a literal step back in time. I did not think I was going to be on this long, but the conversations have been pretty good. Should do one of those night vision camera videos. Stay up there pitch dark for a few hours in the middle of the night. That sounds amazing, Brig, if you were here with me to do it, because I don't think I'm going to do that by myself. That's a pretty lamp. Joseph, are you here? I can't imagine, dude. I'd really rather not. Some things are better left unsaid. Imagine I left you up there and I told you had to spend the night there. There's like no electricity, no running water or anything. Just creepy and weird. It looks super nice and cool when there's light in there, but man, when it's dark, it's like a haunting feeling. Feels like that's when they come out to play, doesn't it? I still really want to find an old record player. I've been looking on like Facebook Marketplace, so I could put it in the corner up there. But I haven't found anything yet. Exactly, start hearing footsteps. Thankfully, I kind of believe in that stuff because I've had like weird experiences in the past. But I haven't had anything weird up here. When was the house built? 1916. That is when the house was built. So it's pretty old. Over 100 years now. 110. The place tells a story for sure. But Connecticut's so old. I drive by houses from the 1700s, what feels like all the time. That's gotta be crazy living in one of those. A lot of 1800s houses, a lot of 1700s houses. There is that's probably one of the only good parts about Connecticut is the history because the cost of living here is like bananas. It is crazy up here. I think we're one of the most expensive states to live in. Obviously, California, Hawaii, or in New York, I think are pretty much at the top. New Jersey too. But Connecticut's definitely up there, there's no doubt about it. I think we have some of the highest utility bills in the nation. I think we're like just behind Hawaii. And they're an island. How crazy is that? Things are slowly winding down now. It is, it's really nuts. Or estate sales. I want to do that, but there's so many people that are just resellers and they go there just to try to flip something really quick. So I don't know. I was thinking more like tag sales. Everyone has high utility bills right now, yeah. Obviously, everybody knows about the gas stuff, but I think Connecticut is definitely one of the worst. Like everybody I know is over $500 a month just in electric. Yeah, so they have that bill and then oil or gas during the winter. And 500 is on the low end. Like I have a friend who has a house And I asked him how much he spends a month, and it's like 600. And his house is heated by oil, not electric. That's a separate crazy cost. I thought maybe 300. I wish 300 sounds amazing, man. I would take 300 a month in electric right now. Sounds great. That would be a steal up here. And it feels like a racket too. Like no matter how much you turn things off or try not to overuse the electricity, the price is what feels like your monthly bill is still crazy. No matter what you do. Some people say solar panels, but I don't know. I know that would obviously help, but that's its own cost. Yeah, pretty much you really don't have a choice. You either pay or you don't have it. I have a wood burning stove and free firewood. Whoa. That's a pretty cool setup though. Yeah, it's still high. What state are you in, Paula? Are you in the Northeast? Oh, you're in Oklahoma. Wow, I didn't know. Is it pretty expensive over there? I thought that was like one of the lower cost of living states, but I could be wrong. And what's the industry out there? Is it mostly like oil and gas? Like I assume Texas is, and I don't know. Oklahoma's a pretty big state, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty sparsely populated, right? I don't know how many people live there. I know it's not a lot though. It was until about a year ago. Interesting. 4.39 a gallon for oil. Wow. Geez, I spent around 290 here in Chicago on gas for a 1,900 square foot ranch. Wow, that's not that bad at all, actually. In Connecticut, that would be like 600 oil. Interesting. That's kind of what I figured. It's like right next to Texas. I kind of want to see the rolling plains out there. Never seen that before. At least not in person. Everything is crazy though. These energy bills are nuts. Even food is crazy too. I guess everything is right. Like housing, all that. Seems to be on everyone's top of mind now. Cost of living. And it's hard because everything gets more expensive every year. So you have to pretty much like aggressively fight at work to try to get like promotions or raises or move on to somewhere else. What's the next step for the apartment? I think the next step is I'm gonna clean the floor again, but this time I'm gonna try to take that layer of dirt off with like people are telling me to use like palm oil to clean the floor and then shine it up a little bit. Once you get this house apartment fixed up, you need to travel the states and make this another adventure. That'd be amazing. Imagine, and then get to see subscribers and stuff. Now that would be pretty cool. Scooters. Are you septic or sewage? I put solar panels and mini splits in my home. Oh, that's smart. I heat with a wood stove. I'm your neighbor, Mass. Oh, cool. Yeah, you're right next door, basically. And I'm connected to the city, so it's regular sewage. But the solar panel thing might be pretty smart. I would prefer either to buy them outright if I could, or maybe when interest rates come down. Because right now financing is very expensive. I think mortgage rates are still over 7% right now, too. Which basically means everything else is expensive, like a car loan, a home loan. If you want to get solar panels, the interest rates are much higher than they were 3 years ago. So for now, the best thing you could do appears to be travel light. Don't have too many expenses, if possible. Yeah, that's it. Murphy's oil soap. That's what it's called. I need to make sure I use that. It was looking pretty good up there, though, I gotta say. Looks already less dusty. Just old. I've heard you have to be careful with solar panels. Can end up costing more than it's worth, impact your insurance in some states. Interesting. I think I've heard something similar. And then I also know that it's really dependent on the condition of your roof. Joe, some of us dusty and old. That's funny. I gotta edit that video for tonight. Put it all together. I was metal detecting a Colonial Field. I wasn't sure the age of the place, but then it started to reveal itself. At first, I wasn't finding much of anything, but then I ran across like a bunch of iron. I could hear it in my machine, and then I started finding pretty good stuff. I think it depends on the solar panel company too. Apparently, there are some scamming. I've heard that tons of scams for the solar panel business out there that take advantage of people and do a poor job during install. I've heard a lot of horror stories like that. Like leaks after and all that stuff, or shady stuff in the contracts too. That kind of makes me weary. And right now, their solar panel business is super slow because of interest rates. So these salesmen are super aggressive, and they're willing to lie to you. They don't care, just to get their commission. Like sales is like can be a good business to be in, but you kind of have to be ethical, in my view. If I was to do that, I could never scam people like that. Which probably means I would be a terrible salesman. Yep. Yeah, I don't think I might have the lowest commissions. I'll be like, nope, that's a bad product. Nope, I wouldn't waste your money on this one. Nope, nope. And it makes you wonder, like, if you don't have solar panels, like, what else can you do to lower your utility bills? More metal detecting videos coming up. Absolutely. I think I've got one in the works pretty much. I just have to put the clips together and then take some uh, after find videos or clips too and pictures to show what I found when it's cleaned up. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll start to get it ready. Maybe I'll post it either tonight or tomorrow. Metal detecting is a pretty niche thing. Like a lot of people don't really understand it or like it, but it kind of crosses over because it's like a history type thing, which is why I like doing it so much. I think you should give it a shot, Brig. If you like to find like obviously you're gonna find garbage, but when you find good stuff, it's awesome. You could find like vintage jewelry, coins, really old coins. My oldest coin I've ever found is from 1700. It's like King William the Third. And I just found a coin, metal detecting very recently too. That's going to be in the video from 1726. And then another one from 1798. Like I said, that's the best part about Connecticut, man. It is old. Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. I guess the 13 colonies. But I would say this, you have to have a lot of patience for it. If you're not a patient person, I wouldn't even bother. Because there's going to be a lot of days you won't find much. In a future video, could you go over your setup, the equipment, and gear used when you go metal detecting? Absolutely. Maybe I'll make that into like a short, so it's like a very quick clip. Maybe make it like a minute long. And I'll just show you the machine I use and then the pinpointer and the shovel too. You really want to make sure you invest in one good shovel. I've made the mistake of buying like cheaper ones and then pretty much breaking them all because like the rock, it's so rocky here and you're going to use it to pry things. Like you should really spend the money on one good one once. And I've abused this thing and it does not break, man. It's welded steel. One solid piece, no plastic on it whatsoever. It's like a trenching shovel. I'd say it's like 18 inches long. But it's also hard on the body too, metal detecting. I'm not even gonna lie. Because like the terrain can be like uneven and digging is harder than it looks. Like I can only go for at most maybe 6 hours. And that's me like going at it. And I'm only 30 and it takes a while for me to recover. If you're older, a lot of the older guys I've ran into, they do it in like bursts. Like they'll go for like an hour or two, but some are crazy. They'll go for over 8 hours. Gotta say, you weren't gentle with that metal detector, but nope. I abuse it all, but hey, it lasts good. Everything still works. I've had my metal detector now for over 5 years also. And then the shovel, same amount of time. Seems like a lot of awkward body positions over and over again too. It is, it's extremely repetitive. Even swinging the metal detector back and forth, because it doesn't weigh much. It's only like 2 pounds, maybe a little bit more if you're using a bigger coil. But that like wears on your rotator cuff, and if you haven't done it before, your bicep and your forearm are going to be sore. Almost guaranteed. But then you start to get used to it. You have to make sure you do like exercises too. Try to keep your body in balance. You don't want to have like a over dominance on one side or develop any issues. But it's something you gotta love it. If you want to find good stuff consistently over time, it's a hobby you really have to enjoy. Yeah, exactly. You really want to make sure you stretch and you're taking care of yourself. But it's good exercise too. Like if you want to get more steps in and walk outside, maybe lose a little bit of weight, it'll help you do that. Like in the winter months when I'm not metal detecting stuff, I put on weight. Just not walking around as much. Definitely seems like you need the right boots and clothes too. Absolutely. Just curious, do girlfriend or family watch your vids? My girlfriend does, and I don't think her family watches it. I don't even know if they know that I have a YouTube channel I'm doing and Instagram and TikTok. I don't even think they know. Maybe her brother does, but I think that's it. And for whatever reason, my Instagram does really well. I don't know why, but people really like the short clips, I think. Joe's famous and they have no idea. Definitely nowhere close to famous, and that's something I would never want. It's definitely a curse. It appears to drive people clinically insane. I'm happy with a nice small channel and people that come back regularly. I had to ask. God, like I said, I sound like a TV reporter. Nothing to apologize for. It was a pretty good question. And it's a very niche subject, and most people are just not into history at all. They don't want to know. That's the other thing, is like not everybody's going to watch it, just because it's me. You kind of have to have a little bit of a curiosity for it, at least. And I've always been into history. Always. Ever since I could remember. I've really been into like military history. That was my thing. Still is. If my son was on there, I'd be glued to the internet. That's funny. I know my mom likes to watch all my videos. She loves that stuff too. My dad likes to watch. They always support my little ideas and my little videos. Like when I started this channel, I didn't think anybody was gonna watch it. It's grown on me. I used to get very bored with history class unless it was about battles and certain subjects. But as time went on, we got more into history. Me too. I was kind of the same way. I found the classes very boring because just the approach they would take, and it was like kind of like something I wasn't very interested in. But I did my own time, my own research on the side, and then that's when I really started to enjoy it. I do. I have very good parents. I'm very thankful. I've traveled around for work, a lot for work, so I like to study about the history of the places I go. That's very cool. What do you do for work, Brig? I never asked you. At least I don't think. If you don't mind sharing. I work at power plants. That's awesome. Very cool. I almost looked into doing something like that too. But I'm like an automation technician, so I work at like a manufacturing company. Wow, cool. Help do the engineering for modifications and repairs. Very neat. How did you get started doing that? That's definitely a career path you don't really hear much about. Keeping the country going, literally. Power plants. Okay, here's something out there. Found an internship at college at a power plant. I was originally going to go into construction. Wow. I know there's really good money to be made in power plants too. I think I knew somebody that was doing that. Yes, from ancient military history. Did a few internships with a construction company, then branched out. Very neat. I know that's something that we really need people in, for sure. You'd be a cool dude back in the day to just hang around with at a bar or a beer. I appreciate that. I think that's usually when I'll loosen up too. I usually need a drink. I could be kind of shy. Some people think it could come off as rude, but it's not because of other people. Like it's just in my own head usually. I'm just a more shy person. Yo, man, it's different, Rusty. I'm telling you. In person, like if I don't know people, I'm not gonna talk. I just don't. Glad I caught some of the stream. Me too, man. I may or may not be on tomorrow. I want to do more of a notification when I go to let everybody know I'm gonna do it. But like sometimes the days are chaotic and I just don't know when I'm gonna get on. It could be almost any time, it feels like. Typically afternoon just because I work so late. I work kind of like second and the third shift. So I go into work at 3 and then I usually leave at like 2 or 3, like in the morning. So I wake up later at like 11 a.m., 10 a.m. I miss first shift, man. I really do. I've been doing nights like that for over 6, 7 years. Yeah, it's definitely rough for sleep. It's a weird feeling. Like you always feel like you're not rested. I definitely don't want to be doing that long term. I'll definitely make sure I'll at least do a notification, Rusty, at least an hour before. Do they pay a little more for that shift? Yes, they do. They pay a differential. It's typically in the manufacturing industry about 10%, which is why I do it. But then I also do night shift because I can't stand like the bureaucracy on days and the management, especially at my current company, which is like terrible. I'm like, I don't have the mental fortitude to deal with that. That's a big reason why I stay on night shift. We have outages when they bring the plants down for major mods or repairs. Wow. Outages are super rough. And we do day shift, night shift, swing shift. I used to always do night shift. Brutal. It's hardcore, man, because like that type of industry, it has to get done when it has to get done. You have to be making good money though on late shift. You really only make decent money in this industry if you're doing a lot of overtime. If you're doing a straight 40 hours, in my opinion, you're not going to make a lot. For basically the same reason as you, night shift. We always got a lot done. Yep, it's tough. I got a notification about 30 minutes before live. Nice. At least it worked. I was worrying. I was worried it wasn't going to. I'm still learning the YouTube thing, and I even had to look up how to do a notification. I wasn't sure how. Yeah, night shift wears you out, man. Especially like a blue collar environment, or I guess everybody that works night shift is usually like a weird job. Ivana Atomic, how are you? I think we're just going to be wrapping it up. I've been on for an hour and 20 minutes. I think this is my longest live stream ever. Would have been on almost an hour and a half. That's crazy. me drink some water. It's definitely not for everybody, man. That shit is rough. But you have a good night too, Rusty. Take it easy. Thanks for joining. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to call it. Thank you guys for joining me in this live stream. I really appreciate you guys. Southern Girl, appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Brig, take it easy. Have a great night, everybody.